I'm James,
And I'm Nick.
and welcome back to Answering the Big Questions.
Can Christians swear?
The conservative traditional view is that swearing is not okay based on Ephesians 4:29. Do not let any unwholesome talk come out of your mouths, but only what is helpful for building others up according to their needs, that it may benefit those who listen.
However, some people have interpreted this passage differently. They have a view of swearing is okay so long as you're not swearing at a person. For example, bleep you would not be okay, but as what the bleep is just fine. They also said that you use the name Jesus Christ or God as a swear because those are just English words and God's actual name is Yahweh and Jesus actually is Emmanuel.
Let's start with the simple act of cursing. Let's look at the context of this Ephesians verse as well as looking at the connotations and implications of various swear words.
A few verses after the verse in Ephesians says, "Be kind and compassionate to one another, forgiving each other, just as Christ God forgave you." Ephesians 4:32. This would imply that the verse is only talking about when you're speaking to each other.
Colossians 4:6 says, "Let your conversation be always full of grace, seasoned with salt, so that you may know how to answer everyone." And there's also Bible verses about keeping your cool, such as, "Get rid of all bitterness, rage, and anger, brawling and slander, along with every form of malice." Ephesians 4:31, which is also more context to the original verse. Now, if you're angry enough to say a derogatory term for a word that is already undignified, doesn't that seem like it would go against both of those verses? Not to mention, the point of cursing is to release anger or to insult someone.
But hold on, Jesus got really angry and started flipping tables in the temple. That was righteous anger because of his circumstances. But in this situation like that, would swearing be justified?
Aiden?
It would not be. Matthew 21:12 and 13. Jesus entered the temple courts and drove out all who were buying and selling there. He overturned the tables of money changers and the benches of those selling doves. "It is written," he said to them, "My house will be called a house of prayer, but you are making it a den of robbers."
Jesus!
Please. Is it not written?
Wait.
Is it not written? My house shall be called a house of prayer. But you have made it a den of thieves.
He doesn't use any terms that are equivalent to the meanings of swear words. He uses scripture. If you are swearing and you are unable to use scripture, then your anger is definitely not justified nor righteous.
Alright, well, about the other topic, is it okay to use Jesus or God in place of a swear word?
Well, ask yourself, why can't you use the Lord's name in that context in the first place?
Well, it's because it's disrespectful.
Yeah, the same reason that I wouldn't use my dead grandmother's name as a swear word. I used to call her Nanny. Would it be different if I used that as a swear word, even though it's not her actual name? Or if your mother's name was Jennifer, and you used Jenny or Mom as a swear word. Jesus and God are names that we use for God, and names that everyone who speaks English recognizes as us referring to God. Also, should we not respect God more than we respect our mothers and grandmothers?
Yeah, I would never use my mother's name as a swear word.
Then we shouldn't use God's name either.
The verdict, no matter how you try to justify it, swearing is simple.